We have with us Mr. Ajay Mago from Home Books International.
The first bookstore was in South Extension in Delhi, and then in Vir Sanghvi, and then so on and so forth.
Yeah.
We now are present in Delhi, Mumbai, Bangalore, Chennai, and we're opening in Tier 2 this year. And plus, when you do self-publishing, the biggest challenge you have as a writer is marketing.
Yeah.
Because in our industry, the biggest flaw in the physical book that you have to print X number to achieve a targeted MRP of the country.
Yes.
Right? The book has to go to different rounds.
Yeah.
From editing to proofing to designing to marketing costs to distribution costs. I'm slightly a backbencher. Like,
I know.
I prefer to be backbencher than coming in the front,
Hello and welcome to the Booknerds Podcast. There are some episodes where I'm super excited, and this is one where I really want to talk books, and in all senses. We have with us a leading publisher from the industry, the very well-known industry and very super important industry actually. We have with us Mr. Ajay Mago from Home Books International, and thank you for taking time out and being here on the Booknerds Podcast to talk books.
Thank you for calling me.
No,
we're gonna have some nice, interesting chats. So,
yes, our pleasure.
Yeah.
And you know how it goes. It's very casual. At the same time, we want to make some points which actually may bring some change.
Yes.
And we were talking earlier, of course, about AI. We might, kind of delve into that as well. Super interesting, scary at the same time.
Yes.
And of course, we'll be talking about the books you love, the books you publish, and more. So. Let's dive right into this amazing world of books. And let me ask you about, of course, your story, how you kind of, came into this. And because not everybody would be aware. Of course, the insiders and who work in the industry will be aware somewhat. But tell us a little bit about that, and then we'll go into the other stuff.
So basically, it's a family-owned company. My father, Mr. Om Prakash Mago, started as back in the 1960s. He started as a distributor for various publishing houses across the world, and he used to travel various countries. So we have two brothers. So my brother look after sales and marketing, and I look after the publishing and editorial, those kind of things. Yeah. So back in the 90s, when my brother joined the company. So we thought of doing publishing, and those days we were doing co-editions. You need to have a team. First of all, the team is so important in the publishing industry, where you have editorial, your design, your marketing, sales. So when you start, you need to get those kind of wrapped to various things. Some experience. Yeah. So what we did was we started with co-editions. We used to travel abroad to various book fairs like Frankfurt, get rights, and then publish those books with our branding. Okay. That was the start, and we already had an expertise of distribution across the country. Okay. And people used to use us as distributors for their books.
I know you guys were the
main people. So primarily for the coffee table books, we have big books like chunky books, pictorial. That was our USP those days. Okay. And then I got back from my college. I went to UCLA in the US, and so when I got back, and then I was in double mind what to do, whether I joined the business after doing my graduation, and I did a publishing course as well with Stanford University.
Wonderful.
Yeah. So thank you.
Awesome. It's easier to. I suppose it's fine. You get in, but the process. It must be enlightening.
I went after my marriage to study. So that was. In fact, I'm still going next year. So
I'll ask you next year as well. I'll ask
something.
You. In detail. Yeah.
So when I got back, we were in the urge of we were just starting the publishing, and then. We said, okay, why don't we start a bookstore, because we have a experience of distribution. So let's have our own bookstore, because not every book is supported by a different publisher, different bookstores. So we started a bookstore in 1999 December, and the first bookstore was in South Extension in Delhi, and then in Vir Sanghvi, and then so on and so forth. Yeah. We now are present in Delhi, Mumbai, Bangalore, Chennai, and we're opening in Tier 2 this year. So
Dehradun.
Yeah, of course, Dehradun is our next. Yeah, we definitely we're opening our next store in Dehradun, which is quite interesting for us. Yeah. It's a market which I always look forward to. And so back to the publishing. So after experiencing of the score editions and retail sector in 2002, we said, okay, let's start a real publishing. So we need to have, so what are the things you need to open a publishing house? You definitely need a chief editor to start with. You definitely need some editors. Editors, you can still do freelancing, but you need a commissioning editor who will get the books, you know. So those things are quite interesting. So we hired chief editor, we hired some editors. Then now the marketing, we were anyways leaders those days. I hope we still are. I don't know about that. You know, so
I think that's pretty relative.
Yeah. So the team was formed. You know, so when the team was formed, now what topics we should do? So that's another exercise. So being our background retail, so we knew the topics, the genre, the categories which were selling well. So we started with the category which were hot.
And you also understood data in some
exactly.
Right? Yeah.
So exactly. So those were the computers was just entering in, right? So we had the data from our bookstores. So we got the idea from the bookstore what to sell, what to make. So we did those things. And luckily, with God's grace, we got, it was all positive results. So then we opened a team. We made the team we multiply a team every month, every year. Then we moved from Daraganj office, we moved our publishing office to Noida. So we are based out of Noida now. Publishing and sales is in Daraganj. So when we moved to Noida, so obviously a bigger space. So we have our own studio. So we have line art, coloring artists, graphic designers, editorial in-house, chief editor, commissioning editor, so all that sort of people, publicist. That's another thing every publisher or every industry must have. So then, so this is how we entered the publishing industry. So 2002 till 2023 now, so I think it's almost 25 years coming up soon.
It's
so
amazing.
In publishing, but as a company is 60 plus. Doing various activities.
You mentioned the office, and perhaps if you allow us in the future, we should do an office tour. It should be interesting. If it is not to
definitely
getting into your privacy.
No. This is like, come on. It's an industry where you also now in. So you need to see how we make it.
Yes. It is so fascinating that you mentioned all these facets, and you mentioned that. Of course, you went to Stanford after marriage, and interesting. So, how does that happen? Because learning after marriage, first of all, I'm asking you slightly personal questions because I don't know. I haven't seen any of your content like talking to people or anything like that. Do you do this often, or it's? Just
I don't do very often. Like I've been interviewed several times with the press in the past, but then. I'm slightly a backbencher. Like I prefer to be backbencher than coming in the front. So
we have forced you to come. Anyway.
So I did my.
You are brilliant at this. Anyway, so tell us about that because what's happening there. What happened? And you mentioned that you're going back again. What's
so in our life, short life we have. The learning is very important for every one of us. Like we should, if you're doing a category, like we should know the nuances and everything behind all these day-to-day activities you're doing, right? So it's important to learn those things from the masters, and and online doesn't work. Trust me, I did during the pandemic. I'm sure we all have done something. So I attended so many seminars online, so many courses online. I did learn a lot because there was nothing else to do. So, but when you go and personally meet people from the industry are there. You talk to them, grab the knowledge, share the knowledge. And the world is there. So what I'm talking about is going back to US.
I know.
And studying back again.
Can you be very specific? Because I studied there as well, and I was just talking about it. I was speaking about it to my team member, and I was like, एक बार तो आपको जाना चाहिए मतलब कभी एक्सपीरियंस करने के लिए एक दो साल के लिए because it kind of so tell us very kind of with some examples like what did you experience like when you first went?
When I went for my publishing course, right? So when I went back to school, I can say back to school.
Yes.
So when I went back to school, it was so obviously super exciting for us, for me, and I had no agenda in terms of like I never knew what's going to happen because I went back after 15 years, or maybe 18 years back to college in the US. So when I went there, like you meet people from different societies, different countries. And especially in the publishing course, you will meet people from the industry.
Right.
It's not for a fresher course.
Yeah.
It's basically people who are in the industry from last at least 10 or 12 years or something in different fields. So I met the editors, I met the publishers, I met commissioning editors, I met authors, writers. So those people from different voices, and every day we in our course in this particular course, we had various projects to finish on a daily basis, not next day, daily basis. So there were groups formed.
Oh, nice.
So you don't choose. I think you can choose the groups. And then you pick up the topic. They put topics on the table. You pick up a topic, and then you just make a project based on that. And there were so many projects, you know, which we learned in that discussion.
Which one was most exciting? I really want to know, because I didn't plan this. I mean, I didn't want to talk about this, but it's so intriguing. Something in particular which was like, okay, this can also be done, or perhaps it's quite enlightening.
You know, so because I went in 2007. And things have really changed now. Like what I learned in 2007 is actually obsolete now, because there's so many things. That's why I want to go back again, refresh myself, and then, you know, and learn the new, especially the AI and all the stuff, you know.
It's the same course again, you know.
No, not the same course. I'm planning for Harvard. So it's a different course. It's a different course, but nothing to do with publishing. But core is same, you know.
So it helps you kind of.
And networking.
Yes.
So networking is such a big asset, and the right place if you are. And the kind of networking you can do, you know, in a nice way. You know?
I understand what you're talking about, because it's so important to kind of level up all the time.
Exactly.
Otherwise, you know, most of us kind of get comfortable in our skin ki chalo, okay.
Yes.
ये तो चल ही रहा है, सही है, सब कुछ बहुत बढ़िया चल रहा है.
Exactly. But then what's next?
What's
next?
Know,
so those questions I'm sure every one of us has. That what's next? You know, you're never satisfied. So no matter what you do,
you are not satisfied. Some people are very satisfied in their life. You know, but it's great. Great.
Satisfied to an extent of learning. You know, like in terms of work, I think if you're not satisfied, you can't work.
Right.
You know, so you need to be passionate about it. You know, a lot of people work as a job. It's my passion. You know, so even though it's a family business, but if it's not my passion, I can't do it.
It won't be sustainable.
You know, sometimes people think in the office that, you know, oh, it's my family company, I can do anything. No, but I still do the same job what they do. You know, I still get my salary. You know, the way they do. So you know, so I travel for work. So you know.
I know it's. I mean, all challenges are different, and you know, it's sometimes difficult to understand where you are coming from for people who are just kind of, you know, in another zone.
Exactly. It's
fine. I mean, everybody has got their own thing.
And I handle design, I handle editorial, I handle the concepts as well. So I'm part of every meeting. Brilliant. So look at the pressure I have.
You're very hands-on.
Yeah, you know, you know, the point is because I love it. So it's not I'm doing by force, you know. So I just love what I do.
Even if they tell you, it's okay, we are handling this, you will be there.
I still barge in, you know.
Cool.
Yeah.
These are the kind of, you know, people who run great businesses, and thank you so much for whatever you have been doing and amazing books coming out. Of course, we'll talk about them, and you know, and also I would like to tell everybody who's watching this, learn in person. You know, that's you need to kind of go out there and kind of you know, learn in person. That's always beneficial. Secondly, you know, with self-publishing coming in, a lot of churn happened, and not right now. I think some years back. And you know, everybody was like, self-publishing is going to do this, do that, and whatever. It's all cool, but again, there are things that one needs to address, because when does a self-publishing author kind of transition to traditional, or does he even deserve that, you know, accolade? I treat traditional publishing as an accolade, to be honest. And I don't think otherwise, but I mean, there are counter opinions, but it's just me.
No.
So can you shed some light about that?
You know, actually for me, there's a thing called self-publishing.
Okay.
So every writer who writes some sort of book, manuscript, look for a publisher first. Like when he or she gets reductions, the only option left is self-publishing, right? And now we have various companies who do self-publishing. They give various proposals, so many of them. Actually, so many. You're right. So the point is, like, as a writer, I definitely look forward to sign up with some publishing house.
Okay.
Maybe of my choice or maybe of not my choice.
Mm-hmm.
But if I don't get it, then I go to self-publishing.
Mm.
And there's no harm in self-publishing.
Yeah.
The only problem in self-publishing is the quality of work. There's no standard for it. Like
Yes.
it's everything and anything,
Ah.
right? So, and plus when you do self-publishing, the biggest challenge you have as a writer is marketing. Who's going to market your book,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
So when there's no marketing, there's no book. So self-publishing doesn't mean that you have to satisfy yourself, your own need, your own wish, but your expression should come out to the audience, right? So these companies who are doing self-publishing, I think is a good support.
Yeah.
But then marketing they lack.
They don't have it.
You know, right? And the number of copies.
Yeah.
Because in our industry, the biggest flaw in the physical book that you have to print X number
Yeah.
to achieve a targeted MRP of the country.
Yes.
Right? So if you don't achieve, even if you are the best writer, it won't work.
Right.
So if you see in the last 20 years, the MRP of a fiction was 195 to 295.
Yes.
Today is the same.
It's the same.
It's the same.
It hasn't changed.
So what's going on? The problem is like everyone has to change. The last 2 years we faced problems of paper. We faced problem in the pricing of printers. The prices have gone double. Like
Yeah.
if you're paying X money, is X into 2, into
Okay.
3 maybe.
Because of the supply chain?
Supply chain,
Yeah.
lot of factories, lot of paper mills shut down because of various reasons.
Yes,
you know,
yes.
there was no demand for some time,
Yes.
and they work on a regular, everyday basis,
Yeah.
right? So what has happened because of all these things? You know, the problem what a writer faces is the marketing. Then they call bookstores. Then they request bookstores to keep the books. But then they can't go to distributor. Distributors say, I need 1,000 copies. I need X discount, which is a trade discount.
Yeah.
And whereas that poor writer can't afford because he's only printed 100 copies,
Yes.
which is digital, and digital is like very expensive technology still. It's improving, but it's still very, very expensive. Or print on demand. So print on demand, again, there's no profit.
Yes.
So the idea is like the USP, or what I would say, when you write a book, write a book from a notion that you're going to print with the publisher
Okay.
or not.
Okay.
Right? If it doesn't work, it doesn't work. Right? So end of the day, we all looking for making money as well.
Yes,
You know,
yes.
even though I say passion, but I need to make money
Of course, of
for my
course.
living, right?
No, it's
Yeah. So that's everything looks very nice, but if there's no money, then it doesn't work for me.
It's all in the economics. Otherwise,
Yeah, exactly.
there's no point to it.
So that's our energy, right? To make the next book,
Yes.
right? So back to this marketing thing and the self-publishing. Lot of people we've got in the last few years who have self-published and they come back to real publishing.
Acha.
You know,
Okay.
right? I haven't seen anyone who is published author and has gone back to self-publishing. Except the ones few, the biggies, who thought that, the publisher is making so much a profit. But they don't see all those derivatives in the middle. There's so many costs goes to so many branches, you know.
Yeah. There's
So
much
many
more.
people involved in each
Yes.
transaction.
Yes.
So,
It's the last stage is quite. I mean, they don't know the business.
You know,
so it's kind
you know,
of.
exactly. So, authors come to us and they say, why only okay, in our industries, there are two ratios, which is 7.5% royalty, which goes up to 10% for bigger authors, and could be a different deal separately for very big authors.
Yeah.
So when we say the writer, 7.5%, he says, oh my God, out of 100, you're going to give me 7.5%. So you have so much of profits. I said, don't forget that the book has to go to different rounds.
Yeah.
From editing to proofing to designing to marketing costs to distribution costs, and then we have to print 3,000 minimum or maybe 2,000 nowadays, and keep the stock in the warehouse. There's a warehouse cost as well.
Yes.
And then don't forget there's a margin which goes to the retailer, a distributor, which is like quite substantial because they also have their own expenses, you know.
Yeah.
So when we explain that, then they understand. Oh my God, okay, I'm making more money.
And the team.
And the team, the expenses, which is fixed every month.
Which is there, and there are several other things.
Yeah, there's so many other things, and and nowadays like online, which is social media marketing, you have to put a lot of money.
Yes, you have to.
You know, if you everybody wants to list on Amazon, but then you can list it, but then how you sell?
Yeah.
you need to do marketing. Amazon provides AMS, which is Amazon Marketing Services, where you put money and you want to be in the front, and whatever comes in the front, it sells.
Right.
So the old saying, "Jo dikhta hai, wo bikta hai," right? So that's very true, actually. In every industry.
There.
Yeah, exactly.
Because I guess the algorithm is made that way.
Yeah.
Because otherwise they won't profit. So it's like that.
Yeah.
They have to do it, and it's just right now. I suppose the platform dictates many things, and I mean, it's a good bad sort of yin yang scenario.
Yeah. So I would say don't stop self-publishing if you get rejections, but yes, keep trying.
Yeah.
Keep learning every day. So that's
and it's kind of a stepping stone, anyways. So,
And don't get demotivated. Self-publishing is also good.
Yes.
At least you're there.
Yeah. I mean, you have to work harder, of course.
Yeah,
but,
of course.
It's there, but I guess. Lovely answer there, and it's let's talk about some of the Om International, Om Books International books, because I read one and I was like, okay, so I was like, okay, I was not very clear about the ideology of what you're doing, as a publisher. So would you like to shed more light on it, and then we'll talk about the books. That would be better.
Okay, we are trade publishers, right?
Yes.
So we have two kind of catalogs in our company. One is the trade publishing, and one is children, right? So when in the book we're talking about is trade, basically. So in the trade we do fiction, non-fiction, biographies, sports. We do coffee table books on travel, culture, art. Then we do cookery a lot. We do a lot of cookery. We did Maria Goretti, we did Kunal Kapoor.
Yes.
So we all
I
these
wanted to mention that.
Yes. So thank you. So she'll be very happy seeing this. She also got a Gourmet Award in 2018 as well, the world's best TV host cookery book award. Yeah. So so these are the things we do. Self-help we do. We just started doing signing some political books as well, which is the trends, right? So it's just like the books which are in demand right now on the top 10. I would say in trade side, from my bookstore point,
right.
It's definitely self-help, motivational. Business books are back again. People
in
a very big way. People want to read about every sort of business.
Crazy on LinkedIn.
Oh my God, that's
and people are actually selling there.
Yeah. It's a big platform. It's a big platform to pitch your concept, pitch your product. Like in our case, it's books.
Yeah.
Because all the biggies are on LinkedIn, right? They might not be on Instagram or Facebook, but then they're on LinkedIn because of much more professional platform
and after
where you exchange ideas.
After Like App, the creator program, it has kind of
boom. Yeah, it's like
it has happened. And they are just. Oh, LinkedIn team is awesome. Anyways,
I think every social media team is good, because and they really helped we as industry during the COVID pandemic time. If they were not there, it was very hard for us to sustain, and maybe I won't be here if they were not there, because because they really helped. Everything was shut. Imagine we all have gone through that, right?
Totally.
Yeah, but thankfully everything is revived back. Yeah. We all seeing the new day now.
Oh, yes,
we have good future, I guess. Yeah. So
this wouldn't have happened.
Yeah, exactly.
It's amazing.
Yeah.
So regarding the books, I mean, of course, I have to talk about the Sameer Soni book, because that is something where we collaborated with earlier, online though, but one of the finest sessions. Thank you so much for that one, and I'm going to send this clip to Sameer, praising him again.
He's brilliant. He's from my college.
What a guy!
He's from my college,
Your college.
UCLA.
Brilliant.
So that's how we got connected. Actually,
tell us more about this, because it's like BTS to that session, and it's brilliant. What a guy!
Yeah,
he's enigmatic. Amazing.
The book came to us. He's an agent, right? So the book is agent. So book came to us from an agent, and there were several rounds of discussion, and then finally we got the book. Then this is all during pandemic, all during the problems we're going through, and then and Sameer Soni. When I read his background in terms of my college, they always X factor that I definitely want to do it. And then he's such a brilliant guy. He's so knowledgeable. And his understanding in this particular field of the book he did, it's on mental health.
Yes.
And he's one of the patient as well, and he's come out of that. So this is, so he spoke about, the book is in the form of a diary.
Yes.
So he's written notes from several years when he was going through a bad phase and all. And it's a collaboration of all the essays together, all the notes together. and we made it a very nice, quirky form from a small hardback
I've read it.
design.
It's very organic.
Very, very organic, very personal.
Yeah.
A lot of people might not talk about this disorder, but I don't call it a disorder. It is basically, we all are going through it. The anxiety, depression, we speak about it open now, you know. Gone are the days when we never used to touch these points, you know.
Yes, totally.
You know, like,
and
you know.
the issue you address through the book and the entire team, you know, introverts.
Yeah. And the appreciation we got from the audience. Like, you know, we get mails.
Share something, you know.
You know, like people, several messages like, you know, after reading the book, you know, we have revived back. What a beautiful thing to say. Like, even if one soul revived back was going through some issue in his personal life or working life or business or whatever. So that makes your day that, you know, there's one reader, if he writes like this, you won the game.
And actually a lot of introverts kind of messaged us also. DM'd us that, you know, we got more confidence because Sameer is kind of coming out.
Yeah. Totally. Yeah.
And
thank you, Sameer.
and even on the show.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
The Netflix show.
Yeah, the Netflix show is brilliant. Like he
talked about it so openly, and we began to kind of love him for who he is.
Yeah, and if you see the season 1 and season 2, you can easily see the change.
Yeah, it is there.
You know, his transformation from 1 to 2. Like, you know, so that's brilliant what he did.
And the book shows up in season 2.
That was good for publisher. You know, yeah, we sold some copies, extra copies.
Yes,
thanks
brilliant.
Netflix.
Brilliant.
Yeah.
So you know, you mentioned another book, the cookbook.
Yeah.
Of course. Tell us about that as well. The making.
Oh my God. That's okay. This is Maria Corretti's book.
Yes.
And it's called From My Kitchen to Yours.
Yeah.
So in 2010, Maria, Arshad, Shakun Batra, the director, we went for the Bhutan Literature Festival in 10.
Yes.
And I met them there for the first time.
Okay.
So while, you know, the very first hour, we became friends.
Okay.
So I had my author, Mushtaq Sheikh, who did author's biography of Shah Rukh Khan. And he was with me, so he knew a lot of people because from the industry.
Yes.
So I became friends in first hour. Okay. So next day after session, we spoke that let's go to Tiger's Nest.
Okay.
So me, Arshad, Maria, Shakun, and Mushtaq.
Yeah.
So we went on a tiger trail without knowing what the tiger trail is. You know, trek is like. I'm in my.
That's a lot, I believe.
Yeah. So I'm in my crazy fancy shoes and sneakers, and these people are laughing when I'm leaving the hotel.
Okay.
They all were laughing like, oh my God, this is this guy like going for trekking and using the shoes, which is unbearable. So anyway, so I got, in 20 minutes, I said, I'm going back.
Okay.
So Maria came with a stick, and we were just like 2 days old friend. So she came with a stick. So me and Ashal, we were like, we'll go back. So stick, and we went all the way up with the stick, with Maria's stick. Wow. So I remember that stick, इतना डर था कि हमने पूरा टाइगर नेस्ट पूरा ऊपर गए, like you know, और कम से कम 50 बार मैंने बोला जो भी वापस आ रहा था कि अभी कितना दूर है, like I just asked someone, he said 2 hours, and again I asked in 2 minutes again. So that was my motivation level to just reach. So we came back, and when we came back in the evening, we were sitting together. She said, I have a book. I just came back from French school. She went for some course. Then I'm doing some book, and this book is on it's on different festivity food, right? And she's going to divide by. She said I'll divide every month, and each festival, for example, if it's December we're talking about it, so Christmas we talk about Christmas food and all. So it's basically a travel food book. She has traveled a lot through her work. And wherever she has gone, she speaks to local families, local cuisine, and she's grabbed all that knowledge and it's put all that world knowledge into one book. So it's not just Indian cuisine. So Indian has come during Eid, she's talked about Indian cuisine, you know, during Diwali, she's talked about sweets and all like that. And it's very designed, very heavy design, illustration. We haven't used, within the text as well, we use a very nice multicolor illustration which are hand drawn by a designer. So she's talking about it. So I said, I want to do it because I'm already in the space of comfortable picture books and all like that. So she says, are you mad? Like we just met and you're saying yes to me because I'm a star, I'm a star's wife. I said, no, because I'm a publisher. Yes. I need some good content.
And the stick.
And the stick, exactly. So you're right. So we came back, weeks passed, months passed, and then I wrote a message to Maria that Maria, I'm very keen to do a book. It says, I thought you've forgotten and you're not doing the book. So, okay, are you serious? Okay, then let's meet. So I went to Bombay and then we discussed the book. And this is I think the month was like January or February or maybe March. Then we did a launch in Delhi and Bombay. The book was finished in like 6 to 7 months.
Okay.
And
it takes time, to build a book like this.
Yeah. And the good part is because before the book was out, Mari is a good cook, right? Okay. So the whole book was every recipe was cooked.
That shows in Arshad though.
He's a better cook. Maria,
cook.
Don't listen to this. Yeah. He's a better cook. Exactly. Yeah, as well. So so every food recipe which is in the book has been cooked by Maria, and we have eaten it.
Oh wow!
So you can imagine there are 80 some odd recipes which we have tried and tested. All our friends have tried and tested.
Wonderful.
But brilliant. So and when the book was out and the reviews which came in, they were brilliant because it was one of the first book which is actually you can make it at home, fancy and at home, So post the launch of Maria's, like we got so many reviews from various press as well. So the USP for each review was like it's very homely, it's very easy to do. All the ingredients are in place. And it's tried and tested. So the picture what we shown is exactly it comes in the kitchen as well. So that was a lot of appreciation we got. And the very same year we got Gourmet Award as well, which we were very happy to get it. It was in China because every year Gourmet Award they go to different countries for awards. So sometimes Spain, sometimes France, sometimes England. Sometimes Australia. It's a French company.
It's amazing.
And they call all the awardees, and the publishers also at the same time.
Brilliant.
It's like Oscar of.
Ocha.
It's that level.
It's that level. Great.
And
I think it comes from authenticity during the making. Because if it is not authentic, then it will show up. And especially because these panels which judge these awards, they are very...
And every time, even during the process, Maria kept asking me, are you doing because of my angle? I said, Maria says, no, stop it. Now you're family, and then imagine from then to now, like we just like because so close bonded family, like we talk very often on various things. So it's become like why I also love this industry because during the process. The authors become a family,
It's important, right?
Because it is important, right? It's very, very important. So when people say how many people you have, I have to recruit my authors also, right?
Yes.
So that's my bigger family, bigger home, right?
Yes.
So that's and everybody comes from a different space, different religion.
I was talking to Aditi from Vani, and she said the same thing. It has to be like this. If you're not treating your authors in that manner,
it's not we're pampering them because they have something to say. There's an expression what they have to tell to the world. So we need to get that out.
Process. It has to be that ways, and there has to be a personal touch. Which sometimes the MNCs and corporates may sort of kind of have a disconnect with, which the Indian sort of publishing houses have the advantage of.
But we do have face problems sometimes. Because you can't give space to every author. Like when we launch, like say we launch 3 to 4 books a month in trade and few books in children every month. So if I'm doing a social marketing for a author because he's a bigger potential for me as a business compared to the author B or C, so there's some disturbances come on the way as well. So it's nothing. It's not always very nice, right?
I know
that. Exactly.
It will happen because there are only certain amount of resources. Then you have to allocate as a business house.
And end of the day, they must understand it's my business too. So I can't just pamper every single person. I can't.
That's a very big question.
Yeah, I know, but because I can't pamper. I can't treat everyone similar in terms of marketing. I can treat as person, yes, but in terms of marketing every book comes with a different budget.
Yes.
Right. So we need to allocate that budget nicely and professionally, right?
Understand.
So whereas there are a few issues sometimes, but I end up very nicely. But we as publishers we try to accommodate a lot of requests. And try whatever possible,
But you are very. I suppose I wanted to go a bit deeper because I have always been kind of this outsider looking at it like with awe, always since I was growing up. I wanted to know are you very transparent with them? Like this is happening, dude, and this is it, or sometimes it happens कि नहीं कभी-कभी कुछ yeah.
You know, nowadays the authors are so smart.
Yeah.
At the time of contract, they get all the things what we will do,
Achha.
right? And they also made us learn that we also ask them what all they will do.
Okay.
Because nowadays the marketing is not just publishers.
Okay.
It's also the responsibility of the author.
Yes.
Right? Because it's social media, right? And back to the decision making, maybe we can attach the same thing
Yes.
to this
Yes.
particular, since we're talking about authors. So when we get the manuscript, there are few points which we check. We have few. I'm sure every publishing house has different points to check for doing a book.
Yeah.
So one of the top point which makes our decision faster. I'm not saying final. Is also the social media.
Yeah.
It's also how many followers you have.
Yes.
Right. How active you are in the society.
Yeah.
So, but that's not the final decision.
Yeah.
It
adds to
it. Just adds on. It makes my decision faster.
Yeah.
That's it. So obviously the prime motive is how well the book is written.
Yes. Yes.
So that's the most important formula still today.
Yeah.
So, but social media has really helps.
Yeah.
Generates extra revenue,
Yeah.
extra business.
Yeah.
But then you have to put a lot of money as well.
Yes.
Look at this new business of influencers.
Yes.
Right?
Yes. We
That's
want to talk about it actually.
Yeah. So so that's the real business, man.
This new category of influencer authors. And we hosted some during the podcast.
Yeah. And sometimes when you say reviewers, they just object. They say we are influencers. Like they don't. I don't know what's the difference between the two. But then yes, both are promoting whatever art, culture, literature.
Yeah.
But then they love themselves to be called influencers.
Yes. It's a new word.
Yeah,
Everybody loves it.
I think it's a cool word.
And but I was specifically I wanted to know authors who already have communities, have influence, and then they want to get published. As you said that jaldi ho jata hai, this is a challenge.
Yeah.
But the book is not up to the mark. How do you tell them like, okay, you need to do some work?
Okay, don't quote me, but then yes. The best of the books in the country,
this
which
is
sells the most.
Going to everybody.
Not
taking any names.
Yeah, I'm not taking names. I'm saying the best of the books, the biggest sellers, are not the best writers. And we all know that, right? So it's not necessarily the content has to be strong. It depends on what topic you're writing up.
Yes.
See, back with the days like when mythology was super hit. Super hit means like any kind of content you got a mythology sells. But now the mythology doesn't sell. Yes, it's definitely a part of the major chunk. Yeah. But it's not the first.
But that phase has gone, right? A little bit.
It's diminished. It's not gone, I would say. We're still doing mythology. But from a different angle. More non-fiction. More not. I won't call it mythology, but I will call it history. So, that's... I would like to term...
This is not too far back. This was happening like... It's maybe 6, 7, 8 years ago.
Yeah, 2015 was super hit.
Yes.
So
you have
big.
the data.
Yeah, it was big. 2013, 14, 15 was... Everybody and everyone was doing only mythology.
Yes.
And so many... Okay. There's so many writers all of a sudden. Where are they coming from? like if we as publishers, we getting 150 to 200 manuscripts in my inbox.
Yeah.
So I don't know from where this is getting.
Just
you won't believe there's so many months. We work with agents and we also get direct submissions, right?
Yeah.
So in the direct submissions, there's so many months also that we don't even pick one.
Okay.
But we do get 150 to 200 manuscripts a month.
Wow.
Imagine the bigger publishers are getting so many. So you need people to read also.
Yes.
But the what we figure out when we get a manuscript, the first 10 pages decides the book. It's not very nice to say on record, but then it's definitely
it's perfectly fine.
But it's actually the first 10 pages decides the manuscript whether we're going to take it or not.
It's the old saying like first impression. It's
it's
simple.
But sometimes when we go for films as well, first half is so boring, second half is nice.
Oh yes.
Right. So keeping that in mind, sometimes we just go one step ahead as well. Okay, let's maybe this something makes sense, but there's so many don't make sense at all. They should make sense also, no.
But
and repetitive.
Would get
Abhi from last 2 years only love stories.
Acha.
Only love stories. Like I don't know, like where is this love coming from? I hope this love is back home as well.
Yes.
Because we hear divorces, we hear all those separations,
Yes.
much more than what we used to hear in the
Much
past,
more.
right?
Definitely.
But then where is the love books coming? Maybe they're putting love in the books only.
Yes.
Yeah. So I wish.
I think writers
yeah.
also need to kind of brainstorm.
Yeah, so we need variety. It's important to be variety. We also get bored. We also get bored getting manuscripts
And
of
you
the same
must have
genre.
figured out ना कि अच्छा अब यही होगा.
अब तो first page पे यही होगा, And sometimes the writers write in terms of very quirky things, that I'm the best-selling author. Okay, अभी manuscript आया और author बन गए.
अच्छा. Okay.
I project. I've done survey with various resources, and my book will sell 100,000 copies.
Which
where is the data
is
coming
that?
from?
Which
The many people write like this
Acha.
as a forwarding letter to their manuscript, and then we just laugh because when it comes to real writing, it doesn't show that. And 100,000 copies.
It's
it's not a joke.
Okay, it's not a joke.
How many books in a year we do this?
Yes.
As an industry,
Yes.
कितनी books बिकती है 1 लाख copy एक साल के अंदर, very rare. You can count on fingers,
Totally.
right?
Totally.
So
maybe something like Wariku or something like that, or
breakouts. But those people are coming with the backup. They have
have
million followers.
That's an unfair assessment, actually.
Yeah,
If I have taken that name, I think it's quite unfair that I say it because he has got so much.
Yeah. And I'm on his platform from day one, and I listen to him all the time. And it makes sense.
Yeah.
The way he speaks, it's so much of a, kind of a layman language. Like anybody can understand his language. His command is so beautiful. So it's like it's happening to you.
Yes.
The way he talks.
And he dumbs it down also.
Yeah, of course. But that's the way he is, right?
He wants to do it. And I think so that is the strategy, and it's exciting as well.
Yes.
All this content coming from places where you never imagined, maybe YouTube creators.
Exactly.
Stuff like that. It must be. I'm sure the talk must be this.
Yeah.
In the boardroom.
Exactly. All the time. And this AI thing, which is
let's talk about it.
Yeah, it's the most exciting thing, right?
Yes. So we were talking previously.
So
what the thing is that with AI, it's new. I have come across some encounters. I mentioned them to you as well.
Yes.
Some makings here and there, some illustrations from here and there, which is kind of I'm beginning to think that how is it kind of all pan out, and how does it kind of go forward?
First of all, it's a lot of people are talking it's a myth. AI is not going to happen like this, not like this, but it's going to be reality very soon, very very soon, much before what we think, right? So AI, the biggest, I think it's a blessing as well. But at the same time, is going to be a disaster for many industries also, including publishing. Some of the jobs going to go.
Yes.
I was just reading an article sometime back about AI, and AI can do anything. Like there was a case study where somebody asked about doing an artwork based on a very popular gate master, and the AI
Just
gave so many options, not one or two, in a fraction of seconds, But the biggest worry, okay, you get the content from the person, from AI, but then the biggest worry is who owns the copyright?
Yes.
Is it AI? Is it the publishing house? Is it the editor? Or is it the audience?
Yes.
So that's the law which we're still, I think it's still very new. We're still discussing, I'm sure the world is discussing right now.
Yeah.
It's going to come very soon, the law.
Because it will come soon. It will come soon.
Because, AI can even do things like, you just tell, I need to make a new love story, pick up the reference from the top 100 stories of the world, and AI will deliver it to you in no seconds.
That's it.
So you don't need time. AI will never get bored.
Yeah.
AI will never get frustrated. AI will never get tired.
And get better.
Yeah. And get better because it's learning every day from every person in the world.
Yeah. And like we were discussing the training a model thing. For example, I say that, write a book just like Ruskin Bond.
Yeah, imagine, and you get it.
And then you give it levels, like base it somewhere, and I actually tried it. By the way.
Oh
And
my
I posted
God.
it on LinkedIn.
Wow.
And everybody
Okay.
was like,
Really?
like,
Oh my God!
whoa.
Because AI will learn your way of working as well, the way you speak, the way you write. If you give some writing over the period
Yeah.
to this mechanism,
It's trained.
so it will get trained
Yeah.
and it will write exactly the way you write.
I think when
So,
you go back to
yeah.
Harvard, that you're planning to.
I hope I get it.
You'll get it.
I don't know.
I'm pretty sure about it.
That's my wish list. So
You
everyone has
the-
to have a wish list.
You have the
know?
pedigree to go there,
Yeah.
and I suppose that could be one issue which
Yeah.
kind of comes up,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
everybody will address it.
Oh yeah. The
Yeah.
world is talking about it.
Yeah.
The world we see right now is going to change very fast. So be
Yes.
prepared.
I think,
So
and
we
I
need
read
to.
somewhere that
Yeah.
most changes are coming in the next 5 to 10 years. So
Oh, early.
it should be
Early.
fast.
In our industry, it's going to be first.
Okay.
The content-based industry is
Yes,
going to be
it
the
is,
first.
it is. So-
Look at the journalism.
Yeah.
Like all the journalists,
Yeah.
the writings. AI will do it. The reports.
Okay. Yes.
So the court cases. Lawyers.
Yeah.
So
Everything.
all those study will just do. AI will do it.
Yeah.
So in other words, we'll be much more lazy than us, than
Yes.
now.
Yes.
So it's just,
Yes.
so it's then I don't know, how to overcome that laziness because during COVID, everyone has become lazy also to
Yes.
some extent.
Yes.
Because everybody has that comfort level of moving out, moving in,
Yeah.
which I'm sure soon this will disappear.
Yes. I think on the second episode when we shoot you again.
Oh,
kind
I hope you do.
Of course, and we should have more clarity for us.
Yeah.
You know
Oh, I'm
what's
sure.
happening.
Yeah, of course.
What's happening,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
because it's too new.
Yeah.
2-3 months, 4 months. It's like quite.
Every
early
day
to
the
it.
study is coming out. Every
Yes.
single day the study is coming out.
And Google is jumping in, so yeah.
Yes, exactly. So that will change the scenario.
That tells me innovation in publishing, which is a lot of people are trying to kind of innovate.
Yes.
And I see it
Yes.
I noticed someone putting QR codes.
Yeah.
And I met that person I think during the pandemic they did it.
Yeah.
They did QR codes for the ease of learning. I think
Yeah,
so.
yeah.
So, what are the discussions?
But-
But don't reveal anything which is
Yeah.
personal to your company, but in general.
Yeah,
What
but
happens?
I'm coming back to the AI just to follow it up on because if I talk about my industry, which is publishing, so the problem which is going to come with AI is all the middleman, the whole process of publishing will definitely change, and it's going to change. The process of commissioning AI can't do,
Yes.
right? So that job is secured. As a CEO or chief editor, that will not change because AI can't handle that, right? You have to tell AI something, right? So you need some people, right? The process, which is editorial, proofing, all that things will change to a bigger number. And look at the unemployment.
Yes.
Will happen. So that's the bigger worry we should discuss.
That's the bigger worry.
Because and it's not just our industry; it's every industry.
It's everywhere.
Look at the advertising world.
Yeah.
And see, every company needs literature, needs some writing, needs some brochure, catalog, blah, blah, blah.
Copywriting in general.
So many things you need, right? You need lawyers, you need copyright lawyers. So that will be converted into AI.
Yes.
So that is a worry which I feel, which I don't see any solution to all those people.
And people are not actually realizing that it's an issue. Some people are like, okay, they are not realizing what is coming.
Exactly.
So that's something which we need to kind of think on our feet.
I will give it a word tsunami. We're going to have a tsunami kind of effect with AI in every different field.
It's coming.
So we should be prepared. Then later on realize, oh my God, what has happened? So
I should have asked Greenstone, the astrologer, who has written that
Actually,
book. I should have asked him, what's coming, dude?
Exactly,
So
because
Greenstone, tell us what's coming. In the comments, please tell us.
Even though I don't totally believe in it, but
I also don't believe.
he
has a very scientific approach.
Scientific, I'm okay.
Yes, he has a very scientific approach. I'll give you his book as well.
I asked my author because we did a book on Wicca, like witchcraft, which Sashi Through launched the book very nicely, and then he spoke pretty well on the subject. So she comes on ZTV every day, so she has her own channel. So I'll speak to her as well about what's coming, what's 2023 coming up with us.
Why not?
Yeah, for our industry especially.
Yes. Okay, this is the Booknerds Podcast. We need to kind of conclude with some book recommendations. Of course, home books, but elsewhere as well. Couple from home books and couple from outside. If you can think of something which you appreciated over the past, say, 5-7 years.
See, for me, I read non-fiction.
Okay.
Right.
Great.
And if I talk about non-fiction from my space, definitely you spoke about Sameer. That's one of the final book we have done it as well. Nancy Katyal, which is Commit to Yourself. That's a book everyone should read.
I forget the name actually.
Nancy Katyal, Commit to Yourself.
Commit to Yourself.
Yeah. The book just launched last month and it's getting a lot of reviews to it. I would highly recommend to read, and it's for all age group. It's not nothing to do with. It's not serious, but it's really.
I'm connected with her on LinkedIn, so I'll do that.
Yeah, and my favorite subject is biography. I love reading different industries' biography. Could be sports or cinema or business or whatever. Awesome. So that's my passion from day one. Great. I just loving other person's life, reading about it, and then get inspiration from them.
I love it as well. I love it.
Because they are the leaders, right? So they teach us a lot. They've gone through certain set of things, in their life to reach that level. So that's the journey is important.
You can also not make those mistakes.
Yeah, exactly.
And at least if it's not hagiography, or if it is very honest, it helps more.
Yes.
For example, just one example of the Kabir Bedi book.
Yes, yeah.
And that was like I got the chance to have him on the podcast as well online. But the one of the chapters he's got very candid. And he spoke about his son, and his son went through a lot.
Yes.
Lost his life as well. And
yes.
So stuff like that, I think so, which is very authentic in autobiographies gets me. So I understand where you're coming from.
Yeah, but for me, I like more biographies than autobiographies.
Okay.
Because in a biography you have an expression of writing, expression of speech. Like you can speak anything what you want, right?
Yes.
But you're not biased towards the subject.
Oh, yes.
But whereas autobiography, you got a lot of episodes in your life, which I don't blame, because that's their autobiography. They wish to write whatever they want to write, and they wish to ignore whatever they wish to ignore.
Any biography would you like to recommend to
my first ever favorite biography till today, which I've read several times, is Richard Branson's, which is Losing My Virginity.
Yes.
Like it is the best biography, the way it's written, his experiences. Like look at the place where he is right now.
What a guy!
What a guy! What a vision he had! What a successful entrepreneur. Exactly.
Surprising.
So that I highly recommend as an international, if I talk about autobiographies. Yeah.
Awesome.
But thank you so much. Thank you. Yeah.
Thanks, Ajay, for doing this. It has been quite a ride, this podcast, because we went into the intricacies of publishing and a lot of other stuff which I'm sure people can learn from people who are trying to break into the publishing industry. That as well, how to level up, keep learning.
Yes.
And my greatest takeaway is that the process that you have at Om Books and Om Books International, and the passion comes through. So it is like very palpable. So thank you so much for being on the podcast, and we really hope that you can come again in future seasons. That would be great.
I'll be honored.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
Ajay,
thank you. Oh my God.
A little something from us. Maybe you can find a wall or some place for this, and just an acknowledgement for giving so much of great content on.
Beautiful. Thank you so much. Thank you. It's a pleasure to be here.
And
very
great
nice
to learn from you about the industry. It is
thank you.
Great. Also, it doesn't stop here.
Oh.
From Dehradun, all the way from Doon.
Oh, Elona's. Oh my God, the candies you got it?
No.
The Rus? That's
it has
awesome.
to be there, no?
Yeah, because
Doon se aaya to.
when my daughter was in Woodstock, so I used to go very often.
Love the school.
Yeah.
Love the school.
Yeah, it's a good school.
Yes.